What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Hope you had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. First off, before I get into this video, let me just say congratulations to all the winners of the 2019 46th Annual Daytime Emmys. Congrats. And definitely I want to give a congratulations to all the nominees into the categories. I seen some comments last night online. People were saying, this person should have won or that person should have won. If you look at all those categories and you look at all the nominees, it was stiff competition. Let me tell you something. The competition was insane. You know what I mean? I honestly felt like everyone who was nominated deserved to win. But, of course, with the Daytime Emmys, like any award show, you only can have one winner unless it's a tie and you end up with two winners. But, for those who did not win an award last night, you always have next year, the year after that. And in my book, all the nominees are winners. The mere fact that they were nominated is an accomplishment in itself, That means that you had tremendous work. They all had great work. From B&B to, I'm not a big fan of B&B storylines, but a lot of the scenes that the actors have on that show are phenomenal scenes. So, I think they all did an outstanding job and they deserved the nominations, and the people who won deserved the victory. So, congratulations to everyone. Getting into this episode of GH, the therapy scenes with Christina, I thoroughly enjoy. I always enjoy the therapy scenes. It was hard watching Willow have to verbally tell the story of her time at the DOD house. And, I felt bad for Willow to have to, tell that story. You know what I mean? Like from being branded to, her mother basically pushing the DOD on her to Shiloh sleeping with her. And the whole time she was telling this story, Christina did not look moved. She did not look moved by that story, not once. All she kept doing was making these little pouting faces. And I knew it was a waste of time for Willow to even tell her this story. But I'm actually happy Willow did tell her. What I wish Willow would have done, because she kept talking about her mother, but she would not use her mother's name. She would just keep saying my mother, my mother, my mother. I wish she would have used Harmony's name, because maybe then that would have, did something for Christina. Maybe that would have moved her in some way had she known that Harmony was her mom. Judging from what I've seen of this episode, though, it doesn't look like Neil and Willow know each other. So it don't seem like they're father and daughter, unless they don't know that they're father and daughter or something. But they definitely seem like they didn't know each other. What I love, though, like, of course, after Willow left, Sonny had to throw a glass at the door, of course. That's what he always does when he gets mad. He takes barware and just throws it. Oh, yeah, definitely. Congrats to Maurice Benard, who won for lead actor last night. Congrats to Maurice. Again, he had stiff competition in that category. The nominees, he was going up against Tyler Christopher, who played Nicholas Cassadine and Stephen DeMira in Days of Our Lives. And he went up against John Lindstrom, of course, who played Kevin Collins / Ryan. He went up against Peter Bergman, who plays Jack Abbott on YNR. And, it was stiff competition, but congrats, they all deserved it. So Neil did something I'm happy that he did. He opened the door to the safe house and he basically held it open and he told Christina, how we proceed now is up to you. He basically let her know, you have two options. You can walk out this door right now and go back to DOD and Shiloh, or you can choose your family and walk away from DOD. I have a feeling, of course, she's going to choose DOD. I have a feeling. That's just my gut telling me she may choose DOD. I'm hoping that she won't, but Christina's the type of person, she has to go through things. She has to see it to believe it. That's the kind of person she is. Sonny, Michael, Alexis, all these people, Willow, they could tell her how bad DOD is for her. But telling her, is one thing. But she hasn't experienced none of this stuff from Shiloh. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's kind of a good thing that Willow told her. Because if she does go back to DOD, maybe she'll see the signs that Willow was telling her about. Like the tattoo and all that stuff. Maybe she'll think, okay, maybe Willow was right and stuff like that, She's the type of person, she just has to see it to believe it. Because you could tell her all you want. You could talk to her all you want. She's not going to believe it because she didn't experience it. You know what I mean? She's that kind of person. And that's the reason these people are trying to tell her about this, because they don't want her to go through this. But I think she has to. I think that's the only way to get through to her. You just got to let her go and let her do her, And when she figures out the truth, she can come back and, you can be there to comfort her. I think that's the only way at this point. But I am happy that Neil did that. He just gave her a choice. I think that's the only option at this point. She's not going to listen to nothing else. So anyway, moving on from that. I did love the scene between Robert and my girl Laura. This is actually the first time in years Robert and Laura have actually shared a scene together. Like, they haven't seen each other technically in years. And you want to know what's crazy is that both of them were on Y&R, and she played, I don't know if all of you remember, but Jeannie Francis played Genevieve Atkinson, the wife of Tristan Rogers' character on Y&R, Colin Atkinson, Kane Ashby's mother. So it's cool to see them reunited again, and Robert even asked her to the nurse's ball. I know a couple people threw it out there that maybe, Robert and Laura could become a couple. I wouldn't mind it, but I don't see it happening because Tristan is not on contract. He's not sticking around long term, so I don't really see it being, seeing it happen. I would be on board if he was on contract. If they were keeping him around for a long period of time, I could definitely see the two of them getting together. But for right now, I don't think so. I really do hope they go to the nurse's ball together, though, because Laura kind of turned them down. But I wish that they would, because they can go as friends. They ain't got to go as no couple. But I did enjoy that scene between the two of them. Another fun scene that I loved, though, was the Ava, Kevin, Scott, and Lucy scene. Lucy was not having it. Lucy was trying to do whatever she could to get Kevin away from Ava. She even basically tried to tell Scott to ask Ava to the nurse's ball. Lucy was not subtle at all. She was determined to get Ava the hell away from Kevin. She didn't care. Scott knew something was up, though, because Scott, he's not dumb. He was basically like, okay, just a few days ago, not too long ago, you were asking me to pretend to be your boyfriend. Now you're cuddling up to Kevin now. Scott knew something was going on. He thought Kevin was using Ava, but they're all using each other, unbeknownst to him. And Lucy, of course, just kept meddling, kept getting involved. I'm like, Lucy, back off. Like, just mind your business. They're grown people. They're adults. Then she tried to put her hand on Ava. She tried to grab Ava and tell Ava to sit down. Ava let her know. You saw it in Ava's face that the bitch was about to come out in her. Ava let her know. She told Scott straight up, you better tell your friend to get her hands off me, because the next time she touched me, it's going to be a problem. This is the Ava I love. See, you don't mess with Ava. Ava was not having it. She looked at her, and I'm telling you, the bitch was about to come out in her. She was being nice. And, until you put your hand on her. Then she's like, yeah, you better take them little greasy mitts off me if I hurt you. I love me some Ava, because Ava don't play that shit. Ava do not play. Ava's like, look, get your hand off me. I don't owe you no explanations, but take your hand off me before you get your ass whooped. That's how Ava was looking at her, too. And that tone of voice, I was like, yeah, Lucy, back. Take about 5 steps back before you get hurt. Ava's not the one to play with. Oh, I love that scene today. I loved it. I was like, yo, whoever wrote this episode, whichever writer wrote this episode, yo, I loved it. Because that was the perfect scene. I loved it. So anyway, Peter is running around trying to figure out this whole Maxie situation. Anna's basically trying to give him advice. Because he keeps thinking that he can't let nobody get close to him because of the way he was raised. Because Faison pretty much raised him to be cruel to people and be basically a mini him. But it's not in Peter. You know what I mean? Like being cruel to people and, you know, he's just trying to change that. Like he's not trying to be like Faison. But he don't know how to love. He don't know how to be in a real relationship. That's kind of why he's pulling back from Maxie. Because Maxie was trying to figure out the same thing. Like she was trying to wonder, like, why is he pulling away and stuff like that, you know. But Anna tried to reassure him, like, she wouldn't have pushed Maxie towards Peter if she thought that he was a danger or something like that. But I'm like, technically, Anna, you didn't really have to do much pushing because they were basically already feeling each other long before you even realized it. So technically, you didn't push nothing. I'm just saying. They were pretty much going to date regardless whether you intervened or not. And they practically were already on that route before you got involved. So, Anna, don't be sitting there trying to take credit for something you had nothing to do with. I'm just saying. So, Peter decided, you know what? He's done wasting time. He's just going to take Maxie on their date like he planned. I heard that they were supposed to be going to Paris. And from what we seen, judging by the previews for tomorrow, it looked like they're on a plane. That's crazy to have your first date in Paris. That is wild. Which brings me to my question of the day. What would be, tell me in the comment section, what would you consider to be the perfect date for you? You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody was going to take you on a date, or for the men out there, if you're going to take somebody out on a date, what would be the perfect date for you? I don't mean a perfect date in general. I'm talking about for you specifically. What would be your idea of a perfect date? Let me know in the comments. Cause damn, a first date in Paris, that like who can turn that down? I'm just saying, like it don't get no more better than that. I'm just saying. So anyway, Robert finally asked Anna the $1 billion question. He finally said something that we all were thinking, but nobody decided to say on screen until Robert. So Robert basically told Anna, this whole time you were thinking Robin wasn't your daughter. Maybe Alex is really Peter's mother and you're not. I said it's about time somebody said it and addressed the elephant in the room, the Heinrich in the room. Like, come on, you sitting there wondering if Robin wasn't your daughter. Why didn't it ever pop into your mind? And he knew that she considered it. He knew it. She just didn't want to say it. But that's what pisses me off more, because why would she think so easily and so quickly that there's a chance Robin may not be her daughter? Why wouldn't your first option be Peter? I'm just saying, like, that's why I'm glad Robert didn't even entertain that other nonsense. Because Robert, no, he was like, you're not about to mess this up. Like, no, that's your child. That's our child. Peter may not be your child. I'm glad he brought that up. Like, she just didn't want to address it. But I'm like, no, you need to, because this is something I would entertain. That whole Robin not being her daughter, I wasn't even about to entertain that nonsense. That's exactly what it was, nonsense. And I'm glad they shut that down. Because they know, GH know, the writers, producers, y'all would have had a boycott. I'm just saying, you would have had a boycott on your hands. So thank God you corrected that. Don't be stupid next time. Let's come on now. Get it together. So anyway, they're still going crazy about this Ryan situation. So Jordan, Curtis was pissed because he could understand why Jordan didn't tell Anna and everybody else about her diagnosis, but he was kind of pissed that she was trying to keep it from him. But she had to correct him real quick. Like, she didn't know nothing about the infection until afterwards. Finn came in with her test results and basically told her that the antibiotics or whatever he gave her was not working. So she needs a donor ASAP. And of course, we all know Oscar may be that donor. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. I mean, he is newly deceased and he might be an organ donor. He might be a match. So anyway, Laura was not playing. Laura was like, she's going with Curtis to Canada to find Ryan. Because Curtis basically told them the whole scenario with the woman and her hiring the guy and whatever the case may be. So Laura wants to go with him to Canada. I don't blame her. I'm looking forward to this little adventure. Hopefully we get to see it, because I'm looking forward to Ryan. I mean, I keep saying Ryan. Curtis and Laura partnering up. I'm looking forward to it. Curtis was a little hesitant at one point, though, because he felt like it was dangerous. But I'm glad Laura let him know, like, hello, like, this ain't her first rodeo. She faced way bigger dangers than this. And I do have to agree, she has. So I'm looking forward to it, to the two of them partnering up and kicking some ass. I'm looking forward to it, because we all know Ryan is on his way back to Port Charles anyway. We know that. That's a no-brainer. I wonder if Ryan is going to come back like that guy from, you know, the fisherman from I Know What You Did Last Summer. Or the Candy Man, where he got the hook all up in his hand and stuff. And the bloody stump. He got his little hook for a hand. This is going to be quite interesting, I think. I can't wait for Ryan to come back, because we all know the nurse's ball is about to go down. We already know some stuff is about to percolate and happen, and I can't wait. But anyway, hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about today's episode, and I'll see y'all all later. Have a great day. Peace.